My dad, he had a good education. He came from Yucatan on a visa. He already spoke English. Be the go-getter. My dad used to do night school, and he worked as a glazier. He was the kind of person that just was very responsible and was the, I guess, stereotypical, like he provided the bacon, and he really did. And he was also somebody that loved to go out. Every weekend was either we're going to the beach or we're going to the mountains. My mom was born and raised in El Salvador. She came when she was about 15 years old, and she came to Compton. Her and my dad were neighbors. My dad was previously married, and then when they finally got married, my mom was like, I don't know how to cook and clean. And for many years being married, my mom never cooked or cleaned the house. With my dad, I don't have any memories. I hear stories about how my dad treated me. My dad was murdered by the police. They apparently had a warrant. That's one story. Apparently somebody that they were chasing went into our yard and thought they broke into the house, and my dad was in the crossfire. So he was shot multiple times. My mom was awake. My mom saw it all, and we also captured the aftermath. Apparently my dad's case is still open to this day. It was never really brought to a close. My mom says that one of the reasons why she kind of didn't want to have kids is because she didn't want to be a single parent. Her nightmare came true. And my mom, for many years, she didn't work. My mom did not get welfare. My mom got a little bit of Social Security from my dad because of us. But it wasn't enough for a mortgage. My mom used to sell drugs. And it's hard to say, and she only did it to try to pay the rent. She had her boundaries to it too, like who she sold it to, also the age she, if it's for kids, never. She wasn't doing it just to do it. She was doing it because she wanted us to eat something at the end of the day. We've been raided by the police. I mean, we're just kids and putting a gun towards my face. When we lost our first home, that was also our last connection with my dad. The good part of my memories was being in a storage unit. It's crazy because to this day, we still have things in storage units. My family, they're just holding on to the hopes that they'll be able to take them out one day. We've never been able to have a secure home. Eventually, my mom was able to get another house, rent to own in the city of Linwood. And that's actually the house where I spent on and off my high school years. Oh, I was a troublemaker. I was having a lot of what teenagers was going through. I didn't have my own room. I used to sleep in the couch. Also having my own conflictions with my own identity. Like, when am I? And growing up, there weren't that many Salvadorians around me. My mom has always been strong, so I spoke strongly too. Very directly, very bluntly, and sometimes in situations maybe I shouldn't have been speaking. Growing up, I didn't see many people like me. When I went to college, I didn't have anybody telling me how to do it. When I went to my master's program, I didn't really have help. I moved to San Francisco, and many variations of my upbringing, I couldn't take things with me. I think I had a couple things, and then it shrunk. They're not what defines my home. If anything, it's myself and being in those spaces, myself in the work I do. The work I do now, it's centered in arts and culture. Definitely has impacted what I wish I had as growing up and what I desire everyone to have. My experiences with my mom in LA, I never want to change. As hard as they were, because it propels me to do what I do today. It allows me to do the work I do. It allows me to come from an honest place and being able to speak on topics that honestly there's a lot of people that can't speak. I've been in circles with people who are running politics and about homelessness, and I'm like, have you ever been homeless? Do you know what that feels like? You don't. And my home are the learnings that my mama, the learnings that life gave me and has thrown me, to be proud of where I came from and to be proud and to be able to look directly in where I'm moving forward. A possibility of what specifically a brown woman can do. I am my vessel. That's my home. I'm my own hermit carrying my shell.